we'll start our coverage of last weekend's motor racing from Alton Park, the latest action from the British Touring Car Championship.
RAC Touring Car Championship is go! Into Old Hall Corner, Beeler leads Bincliffe, then Winklehawk's BMW, and that's Radisich, the Mondeo, head on into the barriers. Hoy's Renault's involved too.
And that's a classic Alton Park first corner. Contact's commonplace when the whole field funnels into that right-hander, and Hoy's beached as well.
Drama before the first corner, and it's continuing. Alan Menu all over the back of Rickard Rydell's Volvo. But out in front, it's the Audi 1-2. But just look at Joe Winklehawk piling the pressure on Bincliffe. The orders Beeler, Bincliffe, Winklehawk, Rydell, Menu. But the safety car is coming out onto the track as the marshals clear the wreckage from the start straight.
Will's okay, but what incredibly bad luck. He made an absolutely blindingly good start, straight down the outside, cleaned up, not his fault. Will Hoy is just one of this championship's bad luck magnets. It's going to happen, it seems always to happen to Will.
Do you know who it was? No, I don't know. Well, let's chip me into a wall. I can't believe it. Why are people so... Oh. I had a cracking start and then somebody just pushes me into the wall. Just not... Can't believe it. Just sort of luck you need, isn't it?
As Will walks back to his pit, car's mate behind the safety car. So let's take a look back at that start, riding in the Peugeot with Patrick Watts.
Keep your eye on the Mondeo, immediately in front of us on the right. Radisich lights the tyres up, a bad start. The BM and the Honda move in alongside of it. Radisich moves across to the left. Bang, there's contact from the BM on the left-hand side. That sends him cannoning into Will Hoy. Hoy spun around, off backwards. Innocent bystander punted into the wall.
But the race goes on. The safety car's lights are off. That's the indication to the drivers who'll be pulling into the pit lane. But no overtaking till the start line. The yellow flag's still out. They're waiting for the wave green flag. Off goes the pace car. The speed is building. Audi 1-2. Beeler leads Bincliffe across the line, but not for long. Joe Winklehawk makes his move. Down the inside, up to second place at Old Hall. Then it's Bincliffe, Rydell, Menu, third, Cleland, Ravaglia, Watts, Leslie and Kay. Down the avenue, 130 miles an hour, sixth gear, down to fourth, 85 miles an hour into Cascades. Menu slides out wide behind Rydell, building speed now, down towards Island Bend, fastest part of the circuit.
This is a fiercely fast part of Alton Park, no place for the faint-hearted. And just look at Menu reeling in Rydell. He's really got this car handling brilliantly as they come down to the hairpin.
Rickard Rydell in fourth place, Alan Menu in fifth, getting very close indeed to the back of the Volvo. Up from 60, up to 115 miles an hour, then hard on the brakes for the tight left and right. Wilson chicane. And Rydell's Volvo is closing in on Bincliffe's third placed Audi over Hilltop. And Winklehawk's BMW is closing in on Beeler's Audi for the lead. Down the inside on the brakes, Winklehawk takes the lead at the Knickerbrook chicane. Beeler second, his teammate Bincliffe in third with the Volvo right behind him.
We're riding with Beeler now, and just get a load of the power of that BMW. This is a real power circuit, Alton Park, and the BMW is just flaunting it. Flying up towards Druids, it's a double right-hander at the back of the circuit. Incredibly important to get this corner right, because there's a long drag along the back of Alton Park to Lodge Corner. The double right-hander is absolutely everything.
Joe Winklehawk is out in front, the queue forming now behind Beeler and Bincliffe. Heading down through Deers Leap across the line. BMW leads, then the two Audis, then Rydell's Volvo, Menu's Renault, Burt in the second Volvo, Cleland in the Vectra, Roberto Ravaglia 8th and David Leslie in 9th place in the Honda. All those cars covered by just a handful of seconds, kicking up the dirt at the edge of Old Hall Corner. Winklehawk from Stuttgart in Germany leads Frank Beeler, then the English driver John Bincliffe in a fine third place, starting to feel the pressure though from the Volvo and the Renault.
Just keep an eye out for Bincliffe. He's actually moving to the inside of the circuit already to try to fend off Rydell. He's driving defensively. There's only one ideal line through any corner, but with his four-wheel drive, Bincliffe's got more opportunity than most to adjust his line, then move back again and still get out of the corner ahead of Rydell.
Pressure's not only on John Bincliffe now. Rickard Rydell is having to watch out for Alan Menu in that fifth place in the Renault. The Renault again seems to have the advantage on the brakes through the corners. The Volvo striking sparks off the curbs. Kelvin Burt is closing in on Menu's tail as well. The whole leading group are telescoping as they come over the crest down to the Knickerbrook chicane. And Alain Menu is getting very close indeed.
Menu has the handling in this Renault, but it doesn't have the legs of the Volvo. You can see from the back of the car coming up the hill, there's a gap opening up. It just seems a little light on power, that Renault.
Into Druids, Winkelhock's BMW is now well ahead. Then it's the two Audis. Then Rydell's Volvo starting to take an advantage of that little bit of extra power. And he's closing in on Bincliffe again, forcing him to defend. And look at Menu, very late on the brakes. Right on the tail of the Volvo.
Excuse me, Rickard, coming through.
Oh no, he's not, says the Swede. There's still Joe Winkelhock who leads across the line. Then Beeler and Bincliffe. Then the battle between Rydell and Menu. Volvo and Renault. And Kelvin Burt in the second of the Volvos is right on Menu's tail. John Cleland's next, 7th place. Then it's Roberto Ravaglia's BMW, David Leslie's Honda, Patrick Watson the Peugeot rounding out the top 10. But Alain Menu now really fighting to hold on to his 5th place. Kelvin Burt is piling the pressure on in the second of the Volvos. Meanwhile, Joe Winkelhock set a new lap record, an average speed of 97.97 miles an hour.
That's the rear end of Rickard Rydell's car, still sporting the damage from Alain Menu's demonstration of braille driving a bit earlier. That's the bumper flapping behind the car. That's not going to help his top-end speed any with the aerodynamic drag from the side of it.
And perhaps that's working in John Bincliffe's favour. He's starting to pull a little further ahead of Rickard Rydell's Volvo. Menu continuing to pile on the pressure, though. And it's all happening for Patrick Watts in 12th place. Steve Robinson runs wide, balks in.
And that's a problem because it's a hill out of that chicane, and straight past goes Owen McCauley. Patrick's lost his momentum, McCauley's passed, and now it's a drag into the second chicane, Knickerbrook. A big duel under brakes. It looks like Robertson gets the corner, and McCauley gets to go and see the stewards for cutting straight across that chicane. And that's Cleland over on the left-hand side. He's off too.
Disappointment for Cleland. Was 7th. He's rejoining at the tail of the field. Weaving a little to clean the dirt from his tyres, but it's not been the best of weekends for the Vauxhall team. Thompson's out, Cleland's at the back.
And this is a brilliant four-way battle developing now for 3rd place.
Bincliffe, then Rydell, then it's Menu, then Kelvin Burt closing in at the tail of that group. Roberto Ravaglia in the BMW too, but it's Joe Winkelhock, the race leader, 2.4 seconds ahead of Frank Beeler. Then it's Bincliffe and the pack, a further second behind. But into the pits, John Cleland is heading for retirement. Disappointment for the reigning champion.
It's a continuing saga of a bad weekend. There was an oil flag out going into Hastings, and it just got loose, got away from me and got on the grass and dug its nose in, and that was that. Then it went to turn into the next, into the Knickerbrook, and there was definitely a lot of oil down there, and because it wouldn't turn in, it just got well sideways, and that was the end of it. Not a good day at the office.